Hey girls, water polo. I wanted to make a video, update you on a couple of things, and give you some information that I hope will help you. First of all, today's Friday, and big news is football has been pushed up to spring. That does not affect swimming at all. That is football only. And so there are a few interesting effects of that may affect us down the road. But as far as the girls who are swimming, there was a meeting today of athletic directors with the MHSAA, and the information given in that meeting was that early next week the state will give them information about whether or not they're going to allow the opening of the indoor swimming pools. So I suspect they'll allow it, and you guys will move into your start your indoor workouts. Now, I haven't heard if you guys are doing outdoor workouts or you're just doing dry lands or what, but and last I heard, I think Troy High was going to have outdoor tryouts, but I haven't got any news from the Athens program. I think that they're going to keep they're going to possibly keep the teams very small this year to help in social distancing. So if they cut some of you girls, then I have a workout program I'm going to tell you about a little bit later that you're welcome to join us, and we'll look forward to having you, so you got something to do this fall. So keep that in mind. All right, so as we said, hopefully the girls' swim teams will be up and going indoor pools next week when the state makes their announcement. MHSA will make their call based on what the state says. And the MHSA also bumped football because the state is going to come out with a policy that made it so they had to do that. The football into the spring affects us actually just a little bit. Some of the fall seasons, some of the winter seasons may be shortened a little bit so they can squeeze football in. Not sure what that means for boys swimming. We'll find out. Hopefully it won't affect us any other way. It's going to be interesting for football teams to try to schedule through spring break. We've always had problems there, and every other spring team does, so it'll be quite interesting to see how that comes to be. But low risk sports, tennis, cross country, golf, and swim are free to start. Like I said, swim needs to get inside the buildings. Soccer and volleyball are deemed to be moderate risk, and they're waiting for information as well. So that's some basics on the schedule. You guys know more about your individual teams. You've heard from your coaches, so that's great. Follow what they're saying on that. If you're not swimming, there's a couple of things that'll be interesting about the way that we'll run this year. The entire year they've closed the locker rooms. So even when we start our workouts, preseason workouts, and when we start our seasonal practices, the pools will be closed, our locker rooms will be closed. So you'll have to arrive in your swimsuit and jump out of the pool, dry off, and go home in your swimsuit. So you're gonna have to track down some good warm wear to wear home. Hopefully we'll be able to dry off and not be too wet. And practice will start at 3, which I'll explain in a few minutes. Sarah and I are trying to put together a team community service opportunity, primarily for the boys, but we'd sure love to have any girls who are available to come out and help us as well. It's a little tricky putting it together because of the COVID situation, but we think we can do that. It will be not next week, but the following week. Also, Sarah's going to send out a couple of virtual workouts that she wanted you guys to be part of. So keep an eye out for that, especially for girls who aren't swimming. And by the way, I'd like to hear from all the girls who played last year, whether you're swimming this season or what. So please text me so that I can get an idea where folks are, whether you're swimming on the school teams, whether you're swimming club, whether you're trying out, not sure you're going to make it, or whether you're not doing anything currently in the fall. I'd just like to know where everyone stands on things. So I wanted to talk to you as well. I don't know if anyone's taken the time to explain to you guys what your school days will look like once we get back to school. So I'm going to tell you what I know, what I picked up by watching board meetings and internal emails to staff. So if these aren't, there might be slight changes of what I'm telling you because they're changing, or maybe I didn't get the right information at the right time. But I think this will give you a good idea and maybe just set you down to know what to expect moving forward. So as you know, yesterday they decided that the first 5 weeks of school will be virtual. So the first 5 weeks of school will be in your home learning over the computer. The first week of October, the last week of September, they will decide at that time, maybe we'll go back, maybe we won't. But we know that they're not going to change for the first 5 weeks. Now, interesting, when they make that decision, they have actually 3 options that they're going to decide on. One is the 100% virtual, which you'll have already started. One is what they call their hybrid model. And in the hybrid model, you would go to school 2 days a week and you'd be online 3 days a week. And the advantage there is they only have to have 50% of the kids in the school, makes social distancing a lot easier. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then the third step is 100% in seat. So that would be everyone's back to school. Now, that's not really 100% in seat because every family can decide not to send their kid back to the building. So even though it says 100% in seat, you still may be, some of you or some of your friends may be staying home at that time if that's what's the best interest of your family. So when you hear 100% in seat, you still have the option of not going, and I'm sure the district has sent out plenty of information on that. So a little bit on how the school day will work. You'll show up, you wear a mask 100% of the time when you're in a building. You won't wear a mask while you're working out athletically. That would be like waterboarding you, having you swim with a mask on. But if you're not in the pool, then you're supposed to have a mask on. And if you're in classes, changing time, everywhere in the building, you're wearing a mask. You won't have use of your locker. You'll show up, everything that you need or own in your hand. You'll go class to class to class, then go home. So you will not be assigned a locker. You won't have a locker come. That's not an option this year for whatever reason. Now the school days will be very different. All year long, you will be attending 3 classes a day, 90-minute blocks. So you show up, let's say you're in the building, you're learning in the building, you'll show up, you'll go to first hour for 90 minutes, have a 15-minute break, which is passing time, go to second hour, have actually a 30-minute break, I think, at that period where you can eat a little bit if you want, and then go to your third hour, which is another 90 minutes, and then you'll leave the school at about 12:15. They will not be serving lunch in the cafeteria during that time. I think if you eat during that period, you have to bring in the food yourself. But grab-and-go lunch will be available as you leave the building. So they still will provide lunch. You just won't be able to eat it in the building. So you grab a sack lunch and head home, and you can eat it at home if you want to buy lunch. Now, once you get home, this is interesting, you'll be expected to log on and attend another class. They call it a check-in period. It's like a homeroom class. I'm not sure exactly what goes on. So you'll leave school, you'll go home, eat, take a break, get back online, finish your school day that way. And I think the school day might be over at 1:50, 1:30, 1:45, I don't know, but there'll be more specifics, which is why they won't allow practices to go right after school. My understanding from Mr. O'Dowd is that practices will start at 3 o'clock or later, depending on schedules of the coaches and pool availability, but not before 3 o'clock because you're committed to be online at home after school, after you get home. So that's what it is. So a little bit about the hybrid situation. So if they're in that middle ground, if the governor allows them to basically have half the school kids in the school building, then you will be broken up by the alphabet. If 2 members of your house have different last names, they'll put you together so that all members of your family will be attending the same day. You will go to school on Monday and go to your that's an A day, classes 1, 2, and 3, and then you, I think you go to school Tuesday as well. And then you're off the rest of the week. Not off, you're home learning. And then the other half of the alphabet will be Thursday and Friday. And all kids attend virtually on Wednesday. So if you hear that hybrid model, that's kind of how that goes on. They're setting up the curriculum so that they can easily slide between the in-person or the virtual or the hybrid. So they're saying, we know what we're going to teach all year. We know what the schedule is. It won't matter how we deliver it. We'll maybe deliver it virtually one week, then we'll slip over and deliver it in person the next week, but then we may have to go back to virtual, but the same curriculum will go. They'll have their lesson plans, so they feel they'll be able to slide back and forth to the lesson plans are all the same. It's just how they're delivering them. Also, you will be assigned to classes. So you'll go there and you will be assigned to 6 classes, a science class, a math class, whatever. And that will be your class for the year, whether you are in seat or home. So if you are in a family that's not attending school, you may be home all year long, but you're part of a class. So maybe 15 kids are sitting in that classroom and 8 are learning online at the same time in the same class. And maybe, let's say you get sick, the next day you can stay home, join the same class from home, and continue. So even the kids that are 100% at home will be part of classes. If you're going as many days as you're allowed, you're part of the same class, and that'll be your class for all year long. So you'll be part of 6 different classes. So that's the way they've set that up. You will be given what should be a new iPad with a new case that has a keyboard, which kind of makes it nice. You can kind of operate it like a laptop. That will be distributed the week of August 24th. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm, as you know, a building technician at Smith, and they've furloughed us for the first 5 weeks of the school year. So I don't know who they're going to have hand out your iPads, but I'm sure they'll come up with a plan without us. So I'm kind of disappointed I'm not going to be there for the start of the school year, but that's what the district has decided. That's it. That's kind of how it's all going to work, and that's going to be the way it's going to be all year long. So whether you're in the building, whether you're home, you're going to have those 3 classes a day at 90 minutes. That's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. Make sure that if you have teammates you haven't seen, check in on them if you can. If they haven't got their masks, have them sign up on Final Form or just contact me directly. I want to have masks because they will be part of your school day whenever you're there, and they should be part of your everyday life anyway when you go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee and a Clif Bar. So you got to have those, so hopefully you're using our cool team ones. Any questions, please let me know. Text me what your fall plans are, just so I have an idea of where they are, or text Sarah, either one. And look forward to seeing you all soon. And as soon as I have the workout cleared, let me back up. So for the boys team specifically, which many of the boys are not doing fall sports just because they have always played water polo in the fall. Once the pools are open and the girls swim gets started, we're going to then petition for a little bit of pool time. So I'm kind of looking at, excuse me, a couple days a week getting in the pool and doing some stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. That's the plan. It's probably 3 or 4 weeks down the road because the girls got to get in and get settled, and then we got to get permission to do it. Kind of my initial thought is one day of the week that we'll just have more of a swimming workout. Come and swim your own workout, or I can have a workout for you. Also maybe do some treading. And then the other day, we'll pretty much just have pickup game. So just show up and have fun. So maybe if you're swimming club sport, club swim, you just want to come to the pickup day, that's great. If you're in swim season and you got the energy and want to pop up and do the pickup games, that's great too. And then we also have the just conditioning days for those who are not really doing anything else. We'll see how it goes. It will depend on attendance. If there's big attendance and big demand, then we may go to 3 or 4 days a week. It all kind of depends on you guys and the level of interest. I think I said this. Yeah, if you try out for the team, don't make it, this is the way to keep active and keep going. So we'll have news on that when we have it. So any questions, please get a hold of me. Thanks.